Drawing displays are evolving, mostly so on the budget side of things, because really not that long ago you could not get something like today's product and still have all of these features that many love for this current price. You can get a full HD display at a comfortable size with a great pen and adjustable stand, while also being able to get a secondary keypad for additional controls. I know that during my college days back in the day last year, I would have absolutely loved having something like this. So with that said, introducing the Huion KAMVAS 16 along with Huion's own KD100 keypad, which we're going to be using. So should you get this as a student? Let's go ahead and dive right in. This video is sponsored by PRIVADO VPN. This is one of the easiest to use VPNs that I have gone through because it just consists of a little tab around the bottom of your screen where you can do so much. Privacy is really going to be the name of the game here, since your activity will not be logged. You can change the country and city that you're operating from to get access to foreign Netflix shows, and it really is as easy as picking another country and pressing the button on the bottom. So click on the link below in order to support this channel and choose the plan that's best for you. So that's going to be PRIVADO VPN. Experience what the world has to offer from the comfort of your home. So let's start off with an unboxing. Everything that you're going to need comes in this box already, for both of these, of course. I will be speedrunning through it so that you can get a pretty quick look at what accessories it comes with. But know that as long as you have a computer, whether it's a Windows PC or a Mac, you will be totally fine, and this display is completely compatible with both. People do ask sometimes if you need a computer in order to use these, but the answer is yes. These are just displays that work with a stylus, but you do need a computer in order to be able to use it and run those desktop software, since it's basically just a monitor. But it's a special one that's meant for drawing and other colorful work, and I do hope that that clears things up a bit. The exterior design consists of plastic and glass. However, this tablet feels really nice. It looks more premium than the price would actually suggest, and it certainly feels very nice from just about every side. Now, the display is going to be a glossier one, so do keep that in mind, as many might not prefer that aspect about it. More on that pretty soon though. This tablet features two USB-C ports which are used for different purposes, and one of them is actually for powering the device itself, passing data back to your computer over USB, and displaying from your PC as well using an HDMI cable. It's also got a total of 10 buttons built right in that are also completely remappable, and they do feel pretty satisfying to press. Now, the stand that it comes with is one of my least favorite things about this because it's somewhat annoying to adjust, but it is serviceable and does allow for many viewing angles. So it does function pretty well, even if I don't like it. However, a stand like the one on the KAMVAS 22 Plus would have actually been a much better alternative for a product like this. Now, the KD100 comes separately, but it is a great companion piece to this tablet, mostly because it's more comfortable. It has a more traditional keyboard layout that does make it easier, or better, I should say, for reachability, even if it is further from the tablet in a sense. Now, these buttons are actually pretty soft to press, but they are satisfying enough for me. There's also a dial which can be used for zooming in and out, and even more, reminding me of the Surface Dial in a sense from the Microsoft Surface Studio series. And they can also be used wired and wirelessly with the USB-C port that charges this device, and can also be used with your PC. I do like this keypad as is already, but I want to talk about how it really performs when we get to the drawing and animation test. Now, this device features a 15.6-inch 1920 by 1080 IPS display that looks, to put it simply, absolutely gorgeous. I love the color representation here, and this display looks very vibrant. However, for color accurate work, this might be an issue, but you can always calibrate it in order to fit your preferred color temperature. So do make sure to start tinkering with that if you do need very accurate colors, which as an artist, you most likely do. So for now, I will continue to work with this display as is in order to show you what you will be getting out of the box. The stylus is Huion's latest, by the way, and it does feature shorter travel and better sensitivity when it comes to tilts and other ergonomically challenging tasks for a display to register. This pen is pretty comfortable with a rubber grip, and it features 2 buttons that can be remapped to your heart's desire. Now, I know that I've been alluding to the customization here for quite some time now, and I would like to go ahead and actually talk about it, just articulate my thoughts a little bit better. So, through the software offered by Huion, you can remap the buttons to do just about any shortcut, which acts as a great replacement for, let's say, an eraser tip. And you can calibrate your pen as well as adjust how sensitive it is, which is pretty standard, I would say. However, it is still welcome to have around. And now you can do the exact same remapping of the buttons through the KD100, which is why I really wanted to include it in this review. I've adjusted shortcuts to all of my tools essentially in order, with the eraser being mapped to the very top, right beside the pencil, and the enter looking key being the one that allows me to save. It makes things way easier, especially because this style does a fantastic job when it comes to zooming in and out, instead of just having to grab another tool to do that. It is genuinely great, and I am very glad that they included this functionality. It's easy enough for students to grasp easily without really having to fuss, and it's complex enough for professionals to have their fill, in my opinion. But speaking of which, I do think that it's time that we talked about the performance in Sketchbook Pro. So how good is this tablet, or this display, I should say, for animation and 2D stills? It's very smooth, really. So I actually prefer this glossy screen over their matte variant, since everything does pop more, and it feels smoother to glide your pen around and get the strokes that you're looking for. Precision is another great aspect of the pen, in particular because it does allow drawing to feel, well, just a lot more natural. This is important for both stills and animation, since I have 2 very different styles that I utilize for each one. So when it comes to stills, I obviously like to add more detail and smaller things to surround the work with little things. In case you move your eye away from the focus, you still have other things to look at, though that's not the example that I'm showing off here. And the shading is also going to be smoother thanks to the airbrush. I would say that this lends best to stills, but it doesn't work as nicely for animation. So when it comes to animation, I stick with a simpler, less detailed style, and I do use a very flat form of shading, since I tend to focus more on the fluidity of the animation versus the look. Now, that's not to say that I ignore the overall aesthetic of the piece whatsoever, but I don't hammer down too much on that front. So what I wanted to get across really is that this display and the pen allow me to switch between styles pretty comfortably without feeling like I'm being held back in any particular way. I do think that larger displays are better for drawing, especially for detailed pieces, but 15.6 inches is still a great and comfortable size for most people. So this is going to be a very easy recommendation because they really nailed it here. I think that this is their best budget product so far, and the KD100 is a great tool, a great accessory to get with it for the sake of comfort and that dial, of course. So if you're a student who has a computer already but needs a drawing display for drawing, animating, even photo editing, then you will find yourself at home with the Canvas 16. However, if you're doing photo editing, then maybe you want to work on the colors of that display first. Now, if you're a professional who needs to keep your work very detailed, then I would probably go with a display that has a higher resolution, that is larger, honestly, and greater pixel density. That's going to work a lot better for that. But that's just my own take. I am neither a professional or student anymore, so I'm really kind of speaking as an outsider. I think that if you buy this, you will be very happy. So yeah, I strongly recommend it. We have a giveaway planned as Huion and I partnered up to get one of you guys started with a Huion H1161. So this is going to be more of an entry-level drawing tablet that features Huion's fantastic pen and a great way of getting started with your own animations, drawings, photo edits, and, well, way more. To participate, all that you have to do is just make sure to click on the link below to gleam.io and follow the instructions over there. And then we're going to choose a winner by January 15th. So why not enter? Go ahead and give that a try. And you can win an H1161 for your setup. And I want to give a very special thanks to Huion for sending this over for review, as well as the KD100. I ended up really loving both of these devices, so I feel very comfortable recommending them. And if you are interested in getting any of these, I do have affiliate links down below. And I would really appreciate if you ended up using those, since it does support the channel quite a bit. It really does make a difference. So there's going to be an affiliate link to Huion. There's also going to be one to Amazon. But if you would rather finance it, then there's going to be ABUNDA. It's going to give you the option to pretty much just pay for it a little bit more slowly. So I strongly recommend it. Don't worry, you don't need a credit card of your own. Nor does it count as a credit card application. So yeah, it's kind of like QuadPay, I suppose. So links to that down below as well. And if you end up using any of these links, you will be supporting the channel, which really does help us out quite a bit. So thank you. And now I would love to give a very special thanks to all of our patrons, including or especially the tier 3s, which are going to be Sara, Wazal, and Omar. Thank you so much for all of your support, because it really does go a very long way. Now on to the rest of the patrons, the tier 2s, coming right up. And this is super important. I would just like to give a very special thanks to all of our patrons, which are going to be listed right here on the screen. Again, a massive thanks to you all for supporting us to help us create the kind of content that we bring to you on a day-to-day basis. And thank you so much for supporting the Tech Summit podcast as well. And just remember that if you would like to be a part of this community too, and then do make sure to check out the links to our Patreon, where you don't only get bonus episodes of our podcast, but you also get automatically entered into one of our monthly giveaways of a tech product that we have reviewed that is of at least $50 in value or higher. So links to that down below. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram, as I do tend to post every now and then over there. But also make sure that you follow me on Twitch. If you are interested in speaking to me live, maybe you have some thoughts that you want to share, some questions that you might have. So yeah, I would be more than happy to help you out if I can. So links to that down below. But anyway, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you all later. Enjoy.